Hello, Giants fans. Welcome to Giants Baseball 101. I'm Gabe Vaughn, your host. The Giants lost to the Braves 4-0 today with Gabe Kapler sitting out. He was ejected by home plate umpire Chad Whitson on Tuesday night after arguing a high strike that Whitson called on Wade Meckler. Kapler was ejected and he just continued to hang around the dugout, and that was a violation. He was suspended 1 game. It didn't appear to be a full-fledged Bobby Valentine scenario. I think Kapler just didn't want to leave, and he really wasn't thinking about what he was doing, but it ultimately led to a 1-game suspension. And in tonight's game, 2 of the coaches, Kai Correa and Andrew Bailey, managed the game. Correa managed the offense and presumably defensive positioning as well. And Bailey managed the pitching. And evidently, Antoine Richardson didn't get to be a manager. So the Giants were shut out by the Braves 4-0. But honestly, I really cannot be led to believe that the managerial situation played a significant role in the Giants' loss. Not after their just really bad streak, even just leading up to this point, and the fact that things just weren't looking good. Like the past four sets they lost. I really cannot be led to believe that the whole coaching situation played any significant impact on the Giants' game tonight. Alex Cobb went 5 2/3 innings and allowed 4 runs. So, I mean, after an outing like that, you really can't just go and say that that's terrible. But, I mean, for a pitcher, occupying Cobb's standing on the team and his position as basically a co-ace with Logan Webb, that is not good enough. And I don't know how you could put it. I mean, you're just, if you have your 5th starter, which the Giants really don't have anyone that's just clearly planted in that role. But I'm just saying, as an example, you have your 5th starter kind of pitch like that, and sometimes maybe that has to be okay, but I mean, for a guy like Cobb, it's just, to say the least, we just had to be able to expect better from him. And the Giants were shut out. They weren't able to get any runs on the board, which that's getting old. And I mean, they haven't been shut out a whole lot lately, but there've just been quite a few games where they get just 1 run on the board, and they're just not getting enough done with the bats. And I know that you just, that sometimes, you can just keep going back to a point until it really becomes like you're beating a dead horse. But you just kind of go back to the trade deadline, and I'm just saying we can see in action now that nothing at all was improved by what the Giants got at the deadline, and their hitting situation is still a problem for them. So they've dropped game 1 of this series against the first place Braves, their first place in the National League East, and the least we can say about that is it's just not going to be an easy series for the Giants. Gabe Kapler will be back as manager tomorrow, and so we'll see if he can rally the team to at least have a chance against the Braves. The Giants, they're still in a wild card spot, and it's just the amount of games they have in their wild card bucket is just decreasing, though, and it's really looking like, I mean, things just have to change. And I'm not saying they can't push for it and make it, but this kind of pitching from Alex Cobb and this kind of just being unable to score runs, it is taking them on a downhill trend here. And just to be really upfront and honest, it's not good, and it's not sustainable, and it can't continue if the Giants want to go anywhere. They're way behind the Dodgers for first place, although they still occupy second place. That gap that gap between them and the Dodgers, it's just the way it always is. You know, that National League West, it's the Dodgers are always it shouldn't be a surprise that the second place team, when the first place team is the Dodgers, it shouldn't be a surprise that the second place team would have a hard time coming into first place. That's just the fact that characterizes the National League West. Well, the Dodgers have been division champions forever. But I think based on the circumstances, it's like 11 games back that the Giants are now for first place. And while we're still keeping up plenty of hope for the Giants' wild card chances, I think it's safe to say that we can give up the division at this point. Thank you for watching. This has been Giants Baseball 101. Please subscribe if you haven't. Also, please leave your questions and comments. You know where to do it. I'll see you next time on Giants Baseball 101.